Guys, the prompt is the next thing. If you're not on, get on, okay?
Welcome back to the prompt. Today I'm here with a special guest, Thomas. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. So let's get it started. You know, you're founder of a brand and it's called Tribe Bay, right? So how did that name come about?
So the tribe name came about. At first, it wasn't really Tribe Bay. It was Bay, right? So, um, it was business association environment, and then we were just starting. So as we were going through all the legal issues, trying to register the company with Pakra and all those nitty little details, Parker actually told us that, okay, you can't use association in your name because you're actually you're registering to be a limited company. So you can't necessarily use association. So then it was a bit complicated because we already started doing a lot of advertising with the name business association environment.
Mhm.
And we had to think and say we can't completely change the name. So what are we going to do? And then we sat back and said, okay, why not try Bay? Like try Bay. So then we just make it one word, try Bay, and that's how we came up with the name.
You know, that's very interesting. You know, not a lot of people would think about it in that way. And as that's why it's important to know the story behind, you know. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know, so what did Tribe Base start off as? You know, because I remember you said you had a real estate website and then now it's changed to something else. So yeah.
So Tribe started as a real estate website. This was because since we were young, we've always tried to make things easier for people. We've always tried to shorten whatever process is there to make things easier. And we thought, uh, okay, people are always looking for houses, right? The whole houses to buy, houses to rent. College kids are always looking for a boarding house where they can sleep and all that. So we said, okay, let's make this platform where people can easily find a certain type of accommodation that they're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we decided to make the first theme of the website was based on it being a real estate.
Mm-hmm.
And as some complications came on, it had to change and all that. But it started as a real estate, yeah.
Okay. So now, what does it do now for some of the people who don't know?
Okay, so uh, we changed from real estate because well, the biggest competitor we had, because people are already using Facebook, right? So people would already post the house they're looking for, and then people would, transactions would go on the comment section of Facebook.
Uh-huh.
So when we're telling people that, okay, look guys, you can list your house on our website and people will be able to find it there. So the main question was like, okay, so are you guys going to give me more traffic than Facebook? Because I normally list on Facebook.
Yeah.
And we couldn't say yes to that because that's freaking Facebook. We can't say we'll have more traffic than Facebook. So that's when now we had to transition. We had to sit back again, think, and then we came to see another problem in the marketplace that specifically local brands were facing. So local brands were facing a problem of doing deliveries, right? So let's say there's this brand that's just come up as getting lots of sales, but the people who are buying are coming from kilometers away, right? And them doing the deliveries was kind of getting exhausting. And as the brand kept on growing, their their motivation to continue the brand kept reducing because of all the work they had to do. So
Yeah.
then that's when we decided to say, okay, let Tribe help you with with doing your deliveries. Not just that, most people have been selling their brands to Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to give them a platform where people can go to and expect to find local brands there, right? They can expect to find brands that are made locally, that are trending and all that. So apart from doing deliveries for them, we also decided to give them a platform where they can showcase their brands, more of like an online shopping mall, but for brands. So yeah, we decided to give them that benefit.
That's good and that's very innovative. Um, what motivated you to say that, you know what, instead of going to work for somebody, why don't I just open my own business? So where did the business initiative come from?
Oh, so it comes from the willingness to change what's been going on. Basically, I've never been a fan of lines like queues, right? I don't like queues. I'm a very impatient person. So it comes from the willingness to change what's happening to what can be, to a better process, right? So we can't just sit around and wait for someone to change the process and just expect, okay, I would like the next process, or I think the next process that will be made is going to be better than what's going on now. So whatever the for me, it's really about making a mark and making things easier than what's already there. So I think as human beings, we're supposed to try to develop, right? To develop to our full potential. And not just us, the things around us, right? So if we were using this system in the past, we can't continue using that same system 20 years later. That
Mhm,
doesn't show development. So for me, it's just basically wanting to improve my community and giving them faster, easier ways to do stuff. So whatever I don't like really is what I try to change. So I don't like because I tried once upon a time having a brand as well,
mhm,
and I saw that process was quite hectic, and that's how we actually decided to go to that market because we were like, okay, we've had experience and we know how hard it was. So let's ask these people how hard it is for them right now. And then they told us that, okay, no, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. We're like, okay. So let's change that process. Let's make it easier for you guys. So for me, it's just making an easier community to live in.
mhm. You know, talking about the community, obviously you creating this brand, you didn't do it alone. So I want you to talk about like how it started, like how many people it started with, and how you got other people to where you are today in terms of employees and yeah.
Okay, so basically we started this in 2019 December, or no, 2020 February. Yeah, we started this in 2020 February, last year February.
Mhm,
And well, it started with just me and my best friend. So we've kind of like grown up together, and we've kind of like done almost everything we have. Like if I have an idea, I'm going to tell him, yo, bro, I've got this idea. What do you think about it? If he's
mhm,
got this idea, he's gonna come tell me. So one time, he came up to me with this idea, and I was like, I was thinking of the same thing. Let's that this was the time we're thinking about the real estate stuff.
mhm,
So in fact, we thought about what we actually thought about was bigger, right? But we knew that we can't start from the way our big thoughts. We knew we had to take steps, and the first step we decided to take was the real estate one. And we're like, okay, so let's do this and do that. So basically, started with me and him. We we designed the website, and unfortunately, none of us we've got some coding background, but none of us really knew how to do it in detail. So
mhm,
we decided we're going to get someone who's going to help us. We're going to design it, of course, using all these platforms like Adobe. And then we decided that, okay, since we've designed it, we going to pay someone now to make the actual website. And
mhm,
as we did that, of course, we encountered some fallbacks here and there, uh, dealing with people or dealing with people who are making websites can be a bit hard, especially if they're hard themselves.
mhm,
So they kept on telling us, no, I can't do this, I can't do that. Okay, you have to pay me for this, you have to pay me extra.
mhm,
And it just didn't go well. So that's when we decided to take a break from it all. We
mhm,
took a break, and then uh, when we decided to come back and we actually found someone who was uh, a bit more genuine than the last guy to make the website. And when he made the real estate website, it was just me and him again, right? So just two of us at this point. And now the website was running. But now the question came to, okay, we had no idea of what we were doing, right? So one of us has to learn how to make calls, sales calls, right? So that was me. So I decided to now acquire a new skill that's going to help me make cold call. Like I'll call someone and then I'll call a real estate agent or something like that and try to offer them a category on the platform so that they can list the houses there, right? So at first I wasn't doing it so well, right? I was getting, people would tell me, no, they're busy, call me back later and all that. And then I decided, okay, let me actually learn how to make cold calls, how to sell using cold calls. And then that's how I decided to buy a course on Skillshare. I also started watching a lot of YouTubers like Dan Lok and all that, just to get this skill of learning how to sell using cold calls. And I've gotten really good at it. And unfortunately, the whole thing about uh, Facebook having high traffic is what shut down the website, because people are already used to Facebook and they're asking us, are you guys going to give me a higher traffic than Facebook? So then that's when we decided to again lay back and then switch to the brands thing we're doing right now. And again, it was just two of us, but then it was actually growing, right? This brands thing was working out, and then income was coming in, very good income was coming in, but we're not managing this income properly. So we needed someone who knows how to handle money, because the money would come and I would say like, okay, let's just get a quick meal. We'll pay it back later. Let's just get a quick meal. So so we're not handling the money properly. So then we decided to get someone else called, his name is Steven. So he's an SCCS student, he just completed. So since he had that accounting background, we said, okay, bro, we need you to handle our finances. Not just keep the money, but find investment schemes that we can do, that we can invest in. That's also going to help like build the income on that side, right? Apart from us just selling product. So then that's how we became three. So there was still a lot of work coming in, orders were coming in, I was still making calls, and it was getting a bit hectic because we're growing. And like the calls just kept on growing, kept on coming. We'd have like 200, 300 calls a day for orders and stuff. And so I said, okay, no, I think we need someone who's going to actually be handling these calls as well, who's going to be making these calls and handling these orders. And we got two people for that. So we got these two guys they've done some selling before. One of them worked for a company called Transit. So he was selling it's a new company as well. So he was selling their services. And another one worked he used to sell these cupcakes, more like cupcakes. So we decided to now get these two guys, and then we became five. But then there was an aspect of marketing, and none of us really had like that skill of marketing. So we needed someone who can help us with that skill of marketing. And that's when now we decided, it's a friend of ours who works at a radio station, right? He's been marketing companies. And bro, instead of working at a radio station marketing another company that you're not going to get anything from, why don't you come market this company and you can actually receive some benefits in the future? And he was cool with it. So then now we became six. But the thing about having an online business is it needs constant maintenance. Um, Customers are always wanting something better. You know what I mean? There are always complaints that are coming in, and you want to fix those complaints as soon as possible. So if you're going to wait around for you to pay, let's say, a web designer to come fix it, it's going to take some time, and you experience problems like we experienced the first time, and then you want satisfy customers quickly. So then we decided to get someone who's got some coding background experience, right? Who's coded websites, applications, and all that. His name is Elio. So now we decided to bring him in the team as well. So he's the guy who handles our technical part. So that's how we became a full team of 7, of each one handling his own part.
Okay, and you did this like all within a year, right?
Yeah, basically we did all this within a year.
So obviously, when doing such a thing, that people have been trying to do this for 5 years, but then you managed to do this in a short time. So I remember you talking about the structure that you had. I want you to talk about it, the type of accountability each one has, and how it never gets within friendship and all that, how the boundaries.
Okay, so basically when we were forming this team, the whole process, the whole point of forming the team was for us to work together. So one person doesn't have to do a lot, a whole like massive amount of work, right? So that was the whole point of bringing a team together, so each one can help out another with a specific task. But when you bring a team together, um, of course, especially if you're coming, the team is coming on the point of friendship, right? It tends to be a lot of disorganization comes into play. So that's why it's very important for every team to have a leader, someone to say yes, someone to say no, someone to tell you when you're doing something wrong and all that. It's very important for every team to have a leader, someone who's going to be accountable for whatever outcome is going to happen, right? And in this scenario, I was that person. So um, bring the team together, we had to come up with certain rules, right? Certain rules that everyone should follow, certain obligations. For example, our sales guy who makes these sales calls, right? He's supposed to make a specific number of sales calls every day, and he's supposed to give every day at 6 p.m. of the number of calls he did, to who he did them to, what were the problems that these people found when he called them every day. This is supposed to come. This report is supposed to come in every day. If he can't, if he can't make the calls on that day, he's supposed to transfer that job to someone else, right? So all these things are coming into play. We had to come with some sort of organization. Someone has to um, be responsible for the marketing aspect of it. Someone has to be responsible for the sales part of it, for the technical part of it. Someone has to be responsible, right? So basically, it's it's just generally the organizational structure is very important, and basing your rules on what to do and what not to do is also very important, because when there are rules laid down for everyone, there's no excuse for not doing this or for something that was done that was not supposed to be done, because the rules are laid out for everyone there and everyone can see the rules. So and it's also very important to have like these rules written down, like have a document type, and then like place these rules. If you've got like we have like, because we're still we've got a small team right now, so we've got like this WhatsApp group where these rules are there. The documents are sent to that WhatsApp group. And basically everyone can see the rules. So it's very important to have a leader who's going to be accountable, have rules laid down, have an organizational structure, um, also have just reports that are coming in to show that everyone is working every single day.
Yeah. So this also includes Saturday and Sunday, or just Monday to Friday?
Well, the reports come in. Well, okay, we can exempt you for Sunday, but even on a Saturday, because you have to realize that we don't have the leisure to relax on the weekend. You know, we're not a big company here for us to relax. We're trying to get ahead of the game. We're trying to change a lot of stuff. So anytime we sleep or anytime we try to relax is another opportunity for someone else to start doing what we're doing. So we have to first set our foot on the ground, make sure we planted all our seeds in the right places, make sure we've seen the trees grow and we're reaping the fruits, and then now we can sit down and relax.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Marketing is an exchange of value, right?
Mm.
You're giving you're giving your customer whatever service that the organization is providing, and they give you their money for it.